All right, real talk. I'm in the middle of supporting a mayoral campaign in Washington, D.C., building a business, and running a statewide campaign to raise wages in Maryland. It's a lot. And if I'm being honest, I've slipped into a little bit of zombie mode throughout this campaign. Let's talk about it and what I'm committing to do to get back to superhuman mode. But first, if you asked me 5 years ago how I'm handling all this, how I'm doing it all, I would have told you probably something like, oh, answering a lot of emails at night, skipping meals, drinking a lot of coffee, and running on pure adrenaline. And let me be honest, that approach works until it doesn't anymore. And when that approach doesn't work anymore, you're not only hurting yourself, your mind, your body, you're also impacting in a negative way your organization and your friends and family around you. So this video is about being in the always on trap and how we get out of it. And I'm going to talk about myself as a real example. So first, let's talk about what campaign culture and honestly nonprofit executive director culture actually looks like. You're on the group chats at 11 p.m. at night. You're secretly performing this, ooh, who sleeps less, without actually naming that dynamic. You often cancel your workouts, you skip your meals, and your most valuable relationships often take a back seat until the campaign is over. Crisis mode becomes normal mode. Always running on emergency and urgency becomes normal. Before you know it, you're running on adrenaline and calling that dedication. It doesn't have to feel selfish to rest, even when the stakes are this high. So here's my current zombie pattern that I'm actually working on. And I'm telling you this because I bet some of you are dealing with this exact same thing in this current political climate. I start working in the morning without eating breakfast. Something just feels so urgent. I need to get this out. It's got to be on time. I didn't get to it yesterday. Let me just get this done. And before I know it, 2-3 hours have passed. I haven't eaten breakfast. It's nearly lunchtime and I'm starving and I'm starting to feel a migraine creep on. And then when the migraine actually hits, it takes me out. I can't work anymore. I have no capacity. I just have to go lay down in the dark. So let me be explicitly clear about what's actually happening here. As I'm skipping my meal in the morning, thinking that I'm getting the work done, I'm being super productive, what I'm actually doing is reducing my capacity to do effective work. I get a migraine, it takes me out, and then I can't do anything that I want to get done. So I really should have just taken my time in the morning, ate my breakfast, did my centering and meditation, make myself look fabulous, and then start working. It can wait. And then I would actually get more done throughout the day. So the truth is that we're not actually serving the mission or our organizations when we behave like this. We're actually performing dedication instead of being impactful. So what am I doing differently this time? Because I've been in many high stakes campaigns before and I know what happens when I don't course correct. Here are 3 things that I'm actively practicing right now during this Maryland statewide campaign to reclaim my superhumanness. Number 1, I'm eating my breakfast before I open my laptop. Sounds so basic, right? But I literally had to put it in my Google Calendar to remind myself to do this, that it's a non-negotiable, to create a boundary around it. My brain doesn't work without fuel, and I know yours doesn't either. And this isn't self-care as fluff, this is actually a necessity. Number 2, I'm protecting my swimming time. And I'm doing this especially even when I feel like I don't have the time to do it. Because when I actually go swimming, my brain has the time to process all of my thoughts in my mind and through my body that I don't have time to do when I'm back to back in between calls. That's when I see the types of connections between our power mapping and our strategic work plan. That's when I figure out my next move. I used to think that taking time to swim or go for walks just for myself was wasted time, but now I know that's actually golden time. That's the most critical and juicy time when some of my best thoughts and ideas emerge. And number 3, I'm delegating the stuff that actually doesn't require my specific brain. Like, do I personally need to create the flyers for our action? Do I personally need to format all of the testimony templates. No, these are things that people on my team actually have strengths, skills, and time for. So I am delegating and reclaiming more of my time. And I'm also empowering their leadership so they can build their resume and their skills and their wins. Now look, am I perfect at this? Absolutely not. I still have days where I might work through lunch and then I pay for it later with a headache. And I still have moments when I say yes to things that really I should delegate. But I'm noticing when this happens. I'm course correcting faster, and I'm no longer waiting until I totally collapse to make a change in my behavior. So what's actually different when I do this? When I reclaim my time and follow my own advice? I'm sharper on strategy calls. I see patterns that I might have missed before. When our opposition throws unexpected things at us, and they always will, I have the mental capacity to pivot instead of just reacting. My team is also healthier because I'm modeling a different type of leadership. My team is also happier and more productive because I'm modeling a different type of leadership. And honestly, I'm not dreading my campaign work. I'm energized. I'm hyped about it. We're about to win here in Maryland, mark my words. And that's what sustainable leadership actually looks like. Not perfect, but enough. Not stress-free, but sustainable. And let's be clear, you're not more committed to your organization or to the movement because you didn't eat breakfast. You're not less of a threat to the status quo system because you actually protect your time. You're actually more dangerous to the systems that you're trying to dismantle because you're still here, because you're still sharp, because you're still able to keep fighting, because you're able to think for the long term. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh God, that's me. If you're skipping meals, if you're running on adrenaline, if you're wondering how much longer you can keep this pace up, I built something for you. It's a quiz called the Zombie to Superhuman Scale Quiz. It takes about 5 minutes to fill out, and it shows you exactly where you are on the burnout and strategic planning clarity spectrum. The link is in the description. I invite you to take it because we actually need you in this fight, in this movement for social justice for the long haul, not just until you collapse. All right, I've got a coalition call in about 15 minutes, so I'm going to go eat something first. I hope this message has been a helpful reminder to you, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.